everyone, I'm Mac. I know it's been a while, but weird things have been happening. Well, one weird thing happened. Everything else is normal. Um, the weird thing, I cannot tell if it's paranormal or not. My mom went downstairs to the basement to grab some food, and I was up here on the computer on YouTube or watching American Dad or something, one of the two. And I hear her say hello downstairs. Now, my nanny, who liked to be called grandmother, passed away. My grandmother, who liked to be called a nanny, passed away in the beginning of the in the beginning of 2021. And not really much happened after that, which was weird. But she never really believed in the paranormal. Um, I tried. And I think I got through to her with some things, but not everything. But anyway, so I was wondering why my mom was saying hello. And she told me to come downstairs, and because the TV was turned on playing Ghost Adventures. The only thing I can think of is the last time my dad was here, he accidentally left the TV on. But the fact that it was on for 2 days after he was here, and then it was playing Ghost Adventures, and it was on the Travel Channel, and yes, my dad does believe, but he's one of those people that he'll have to see it to believe it. And he won't watch golf on the Travel Channel. The only other thing I can think of he was watching is Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. Every now and then a paranormal show or ancient aliens. But yeah, it was wild. So again, I'm not sure if it was paranormal or my dad accidentally leaving on the TV, which I'm leaning more towards so I can sleep. But it was weird. Anyway, now that that is out of the way, I am back with another creepy story from Texas. And this, I'm not sure if I want to go or not. Located in Huntsville, Texas, this lonely, remote, and incredibly creepy road has a sort of reputation Stephen King could base a novel on. An interweaving path of malformed trees, overgrown weed, invading bush, and folk tales that go back hundreds of years. Over time, the route, fame, and credit for its after-dark activities have earned its not so suitable nickname of Demon's Road. Why is my camera focusing? That's weird. The road leads to a serpent way to Old Martha Chapel Cemetery, quite possibly one of Texas's most haunted places. It's not on any tourist map, and a few of outsiders know of its existence. It's a place no one really likes to go, and whose publicly has habit of scaring off onlookers and the curious. Even the few folks who live and own the property in the scattered courtside courtside natives are wary of this road. If I needed something, no matter what, unless it's life or death, I steer clear of that sucker once the sun goes down. That place ain't no good. No place for any law inhabiting Christian. The devil takes that land. Even in the light of day, bright, sparkling, and cleansing, there's a reason, always a reason, to avoid Demon's Road. There's not much to tell about Martha's Chapel and the Demon's Road, Bowen Road. Martha's Chapel is a small church district, also known as Robinson Settlement, that lays 7 miles southwest of Hunstville. Its name was inspired by the first person buried in the nearest church cemetery, Martha Palmer. Nonetheless, ever since horse-drawn carriages were traveling the stretch of land that lies into the cemetery at the end of town, there have been tales of unpleasant meetings and spooky hair-raising encounters with creatures and beings of otherworldly presence. Now, if I ever went there and I saw a Wendigo or a black-eyed child or any of the paranormal legends. Now I'm all for the paranormal, but that would be too much for me. I mean, like, I'm out. The land has something to it, a curse or a nameless meditation lost in time. There is no doubt that the natives and townspeople minded that something sinister and bloody occurred in the region. Sorry, I'm adjusting my computer screen. Something that soaked the bedrock and with evil, polluting the soul of what would eventually become Martha's Chapel. Something so foul that it was stricken from Native American oral traditions, a taboo whose name, like the other like that of other evil beings of this person, could summon a greater evil. The land is corrupt, and its toxin is lost in time. One of the earliest stories of ghosts roaming Demon's Road concerns of the tale of a young boy with gleaming eyes circling a tricycle along the road by the cemetery. The boy has been confronted pumpkins a couple times, and it is stated that as you near him, he just disappears into a thick bank of fog and that appears right out of the blue. Other times, he will slowly stop his tricycle, turn back and stare at you with those glowing eyes. His gaze reaches into your soul and reading your sins. It is said that if he finds you wanting, if he finds what crimes you've committed, the boy will later that very night sneak into your bedroom and slowly suffocate you to death, making your experience the misery and cruelty you have brought on the world with every clawing grasp. The boy waiting for your body to expire just so he can drag your spirit down to hell. The toddler is said to roam the road on nights when the moon is old and almost non-existent, where the glare can't give away his presence. In 2001, a fella named Bob that lived in Houston heard about the Demon's Road. Bob, thinking it was a hoot, persuaded a buddy to go with him, go on the road trip, grab a few beers, blow some steam, and get out of the house. When? Sure, why not? What's the worst that can happen? That was the last part he said. God took notice and did a very spot on intermission of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. So Bob and his buddy hit the road. And if you've seen The Simpsons, y'all know who Mr. Burns is. I'm like, dude. Bob arrives in the area, swirls into the road, and parks by the graveyard. He turns to notice that his friend has fallen asleep in the passenger seat. The ride had been long, and Bob figured why wake the poor dude up. Bob got out in the car, left to explore the creepy little place, and didn't even crack a window for his friend. Rude. Next you know, Bob is walking around, reading empathies, and takes pictures. Perfect summer day, that is, until Bob sees something moving below the ground. On the grave he was standing on, pure evil dead, the ground shaking underneath, lumps of oil rotting about. Boom! The earth cracks and hands being erupt from below. The undead arms reach for Bob's pant leg. Bob swipes at the thing, and hands covenant, and lashes onto Bob's wrist. Bob begins to get dragged down to the ground. Bob, by now soiling his pants, starts to call for help. Bob's friend appears out of nowhere. He hears the clatter and comes to the rescue. He jerks Bob away and beats smack the creature coming from below. The creature claws up Bob's buddy shouts, "Run, I'll hold it all." Bob doesn't leave his friend and Bone stumps the creature and back into the ground. The vile monstrosity swiping at them and digging its claws into their skin, drawing blood, they both manage to get away. Now to me, if that really did happen to Bob and his friend, I would be seeing a psychiatrist for the rest of my life. But at the same time, that's a little, I don't know. I mean, it is possible that zombies doing it. Hold on. But, come on. Sorry, I thought my dog wanted out. Well, I don't know anymore. Anyway, Bob reaches the car. What the heck? There's his friend, the man that had just saved him from the fiend, slouched against the passenger window, still asleep. Bob turns around and notices that he's alone. Confused and scared silly, Bob starts the car and spins out in the cemetery. A mile down the road, he takes a rapid turn, and his friend sways and falls forward on his lap. The man, his savior's eyes wide open, staring at nothing. It was later discovered that Bob's friend had died of a heart attack hours earlier, presumably during the drive down Demon's Road. In 2010, a woman described an encounter her spouse and her friends had. While attending a grave of dead relative, they saw a strange, bizarre man walking through the cemetery. Then they left the Demon's Road. Some days later, as the woman climbed into the shower, she turned to close the curtain, and there, in the doorway, stood the same person they had seen in the cemetery. The man faded into a fog as the woman screamed for her husband to come to her aid. It seems that Voyager's bully has a nasty habit of following the female species back home and slipping to look to behind the curtains. Tell us about the ghost perennials for this sort of wild X-rated shenanigans. Numerous cases pop out now and then that a strange, faceless, threatening monster makes the cemetery its home. A pale white creature with lizard-like skin and a huge malevolent grin full of sharp teeth. A creature naked and on all fours, the beast appears out of the bushes on either side of the road. A horrible creature that seems Odysseus to describe fully, and in many cases might drive the person who sees it temporarily mad. It is a hostile and malevolent being, and an evil spirit that one seems to constantly stalk the forest. Some claim that it's a Wendigo or Skinwalker. Didn't I say that in the beginning of the video that it seems to me Skinwalker or Wendigo? I watch too many paranormal stuff, apparently. A few who have been worn witness to frightful frame retaining their foot facilities and managed to come out and the encounter with a modicum of sanity. Like glimpsing the fires of creation, the pit of hell, and a vastly discernment where the laws or fixes are used by elder gods and as toilet paper. A native of Demon Road, folks folks who go down Demon's Road, lesson says, will soon be haunted by a specter or ghost. The cursed land or portal to hell is the nice love to hitchhike on the back of some tourists' station wagon. Demon's Road. Even with a friend, I'm not risking it. I want to go to see if all these stories are true, but I have heart issues and I'm not risking that. No, no. I'm, it'll be very easy depending on where Huntsville, Texas is, where my aunts live, but, no, I don't think I would go there. There are maybe a handful of places I will not go. That is now one of them. Um, there's probably a lot more to Demon's Road, but that's what I was able to find during this research. And I can admit, hurt me. And if that actually did happen to Bob and his friend, again, I wouldn't see a psychiatrist for the rest of my life. And the thing that happened in my basement, um, again, I'm not sure if it's paranormal or not. I'm leaning more towards that my dad accidentally left the TV on, but there's still always that very small possibility that it could be paranormal. I mean, weird things do happen in my house. And when it was going off like crazy a few years ago, I wish I had a camera then. But I didn't, so. And no one seemed to think about recording that, so I can't show you anyway. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and I'll speak to you later. Until next time, pleasant dreams.